Hello, my name is Eric Clay, and this is a new episode of Real Hot. Today I'm going to be reviewing Hardcore Henry while eating, what is it, atomic level sauce? Nuclear level sauce from Atomic Wings here in New York.
There's one step up.
Which is suicidal.
Suicidal.
Yeah, I did not want to go that. So, because I've never had wings from this place, so I wanted to see how bad it is. Okay. So, there it is. Here we go. Calm down. Oh. So, I'm not going to explicitly go into spoilers, but spoiler warning just in case they happen to show up. I'm not going to keep myself from saying them. That's actually not bad. Damn it. We need to have more. Alright. Oh. Alright, there it is. Okay. Honestly, I just don't think this is as bad as last time. But I'll move on. Oh, it's still pretty bad. Okay. So, Hardcore Henry is a first person action movie about this guy named Henry who wakes up with no left arm, no left leg, and his jaw had been blown off and his eyes had been taken out, and so he gets these robotic implants for all of that, and he's going through some training, and before he can get a voice implant, shit goes down. By the villain whose name is Akan. My mind wanted to say Akon, but I knew that wasn't right. Okay, so I would say the first half of this movie is really confusing because you don't know really what's going on. They don't really there's not really much downtime, and there isn't probably until the beginning of the third act, where that's where they finally explain everything, what's going on. It's just immediate action and constant action all the way throughout. Helping Henry throughout this whole mission is this guy named Jimmy. And part of the reason why the movie was so confusing is, even though I said spoiler, this happens at the very beginning, so I honestly wouldn't consider it a spoiler. But Jimmy helps Henry. They're driving down, and then Jimmy just gets shot in the head from behind the car. Blood everywhere. And you think he's dead. And then all of a sudden Jimmy shows up again, but in a different persona. And then he shows up multiple times throughout the movie in different personas, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And then finally, at that beginning of the third act mark, they go into an explanation fully of what is going on. Oh god. This is actually, for reviewing a movie called Hardcore Henry, this is not very hardcore of sauce. I would say probably aren't going to be seeing this movie because of the story. It's a pretty thin story. Akan's mission, his whole reason for being, isn't explained that well, other than him just being a terrorist. Oh god. But the action is amazing. There's a lot of cool parkour and fight scenes, and definitely if you see it in the theater, you want to sit back as far as you can so you don't get motion sickness. But they do enough where it reminded me of like just a movie version of Mirror's Edge, where there's motion and shakiness when it's fine, but then once you need to be focusing on something, it'll steady out.
I
Very.
really had like a weird issue with how the thing was shot.
In what regard?
I don't know, I just thought that sometimes he focused on things that normally, if you were the person doing these things, you wouldn't be focusing on. Like, a part that really pops into my head is when he has the katana and he's using it to slice and dice people. And there's a part where he's on top of, I think, the tank,
Right.
and the guy's popped up. And he slices, and the camera follows the blade. And it doesn't focus on the person being sliced.
You just
Which
wanted
is
more
an
gore.
obvious cutaway.
You just wanted more gore.
Yes.
Movie's
But
very
also-
gory, by the way.
But also, you know, I don't know, there's just a bit of discrepancy there. Just, whatever.
Ash says that, and yet there are parts where someone has their nuts literally squished in his hand and then shoves a baton down his throat. It's pretty gruesome stuff. And that's not even the worst of it.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Good shit.
I think the worst one was he stopped someone's hand. I won't say it is, but just like there's fight scenes throughout it. So he stops someone's hand, stops right in frame like that, and he grabs it, and then with two hands on each one, he just spreads and breaks the hand apart. That one made me cringe. So violence throughout, very hardcore, blood everywhere, guts, not shying away from severed heads and internal organs and stuff like that, and hearts. I had my tongue. But I thought it was very impressive considering the fact that it was an Indiegogo movie that was funded in December 2014 with a goal of $250,000, and they raised $254,000. I thought that was very, like, I'm sure they got outside funding from other places. Ash had noted this during the credits, but like the main VFX company that did it was Hydraulics, who is known for doing the VFX for Captain America: The First Avenger and the first Avengers movie and other big movies like that. So I doubt they would have been able to hire them with such a small budget. But yeah, I thought it was really fun. It was really enjoyable. There's a lot of really cool cues of music. In terms of their pop culture music that they use, like actual songs. I thought it was a really cool selection. But then even with the score, there'd be points where it'd be really, really intense, and he's shooting, and then he sees someone, he gets cornered by someone, and then they get shot in the head, and then he turns around, and it's his buddy with a sniper, and the music stops. He gives one of these, and then it's back to the music. There's stuff like that all throughout the movie, which I think just kind of added some levity, just from them knowing how ridiculous this movie is. I would love to see more. The way it ends, I think you could do, like, if this one proves successful enough and they're interested enough, you could definitely make a sequel of just another adventure, another situation of him having to get out. Yeah, so I thought all those were great things. One, I guess, negative thing that Ash and I share on this is that you see this like right in the first scene when Akan first comes in, is that he has telekinetic powers and is able to float people up and push them away. It is never explained. Absolutely never. They were able to sell the idea of how cyborgs are working or how like robotic avatars are working, but they never explain why he has telekinetic powers.
It probably has something to do with like enhancement in his brain, I guess.
Yeah, but you have to end that with "I guess" because there's no confirmation on that.
Maybe they did have it in like an earlier version of the script or something, and they had to cut it out.
That'd be such a weird thing to cut out if you had it in the first place. Like I said, you're not seeing this for the plot. You're seeing this for the action, which is top notch. I personally am a fan, and I've done this personally with films that I've made, of taking a genre, taking a type of movie, and then really turning it on its head in terms of how you create it. So I've done, so like that's why I love one-shot scenes. That's why I love sometimes found footage stuff if it's done well. And this one was just like a really cool way of doing an action movie where it's all first person. Oh, and actually speaking of that, in terms of using the medium, there are, I think, 3 different points in the movie, including like the very, very beginning, when he first wakes up, where his eyes are in his head, and when his eyes are no longer in his head, it's 2 cameras, but they're kind of blended together, and it's really fucked up, because when the film opens and it starts like that, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? Because you see like his body, but then it's at a different angle, and you're like, I don't understand what's going on. And then the eyes are put back in the head, and then it like melds together, and it really tripped me out. With my review score scale that I started with, my first episode, out of 3, 1 being trash, don't see it. 2 being, if you like that kind of thing, go see it. 3 is everyone should go see it. I don't think everyone should go see it, because obviously people don't like gore, some people don't like ridiculous action, where plot isn't necessarily the main focus. And I'm sure a lot of people could get motion sickness from this. So mine would be 2 out of 3. If you like wall-to-wall action, you just want to have a fun time, I definitely recommend it. If it's not playing in the theater near you, when it comes out on demand or on home release, definitely check it out. If it is playing in the theater near you, I would say check it out in the theater, because obviously you're going to get better visuals and better sound, and it's a more upfront way of supporting them and having them a number that they can show, like what kind of success they made. So 2 out of 3, Hardcore Henry. As for these wings, they're alright. I was expecting something with the wing sauce labeled nuclear. I was expecting a little spicier. May have to do some rethinking on what to do for my wing/pepper selection for next time. Yeah, so if you guys have any suggestions for wing places in New York City, in the New York City area, let me know. You can comment down below, I guess. If you liked this review and you'd like to see more, you can subscribe, and I'm trying to actively do this more regularly, so it's kind of forcing me to go to the movies, which is a good thing for me, at least. So next week I'm going to want to review The Jungle Book, and then the following week after that I will want to review Keanu, because I'm really excited to see that. So that'll be what you can look forward to from this moment out. But for now, that's everything from me, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.